Welcome. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Copper Pyramid, our game which is a 1950s eldritch horror-themed story set on a strange and abandoned island deep in the South Pacific that mysteriously rose out of the ocean. And we don't know why. Why was it sunk? Why did it rise again? Hopefully our four intrepid adventurers today are going to help figure that out. But before we get started, my name is Ran. I am your game master today. I use he, him pronouns. I am a trans writer and game designer based in Australia. And this is my first time running a game for Nerdsmith using the Nerdsmith Presents limited series that they organize. It's a great initiative. And once again, once they've let me onto the network, you can't get me out. I'm like a ghost. You need to call an exorcist. But before we get started, let's quickly do our intros. I'll quickly run through our sponsors, and then we can hop into things. So, hello, lovely cast and crew. Shall we introduce ourselves?
Everybody. Hi, Red. Thank you for that. I'm Jenny. I use she, they pronouns. I am going to be playing Edith, the spunky journalist from the New York Times, who is currently not having a good time. She's going through a lot. I have been with the Nerdsmith Network for a very long time now. It's been many, many years. I was here when it first started. Took a little break from streaming in general and then came back. So I am currently on the Dragon's Crown on Fridays, which is a ton of fun. I have a great time. And I have been on a couple of other of the Nerdsmith Presents situations. And like Ran, you can't get rid of me. I will continue to drive myself into more of these as often as I can because I always have so much fun. Yeah, that's me. I'm excited and terrified.
Hi everybody, I'm Nicole. I'm going to be playing as Mira tonight, hopefully for not less than 10 minutes. And I am new to Nerdsmith, unlike these marvelous people, but I'm hoping to, become like a cockroach and never ever leave. Because I like these people very much. And it's going to be fun tonight if we live. Get yourself a desk buddy to cuddle, because I'm concerned.
Me too. Hi, I'm Raven. Raven Evermore. I use she, her, and they pronouns. I'm a trans professional game master, game designer. I do voice acting and writing and a bunch of other stuff. I actually wrote the system for the game that we're playing tonight, which is pretty cool. I am playing I guess now technically former Soviet spy, who's really having some mixed feelings today because they watched their uncle die, and then vomited a bunch of sunflowers, like whole sunflower seeds. So, it's been a day. She's having a hard time. But that's me.
Hello, I'm Cove. I use all pronouns. I'm also new to Nerdsmith, but I'm a leech. You'll never get me off, and I will suck the life out of you. But slowly, so you won't notice. And I play Delphi, who is a lovely little mortician, super sweet, super optimistic, super enamored with dead bodies. Just wants to know how they work, how they died, figure all that out, because it's interesting. Unfortunately, she also had to witness John's death, which was incredibly traumatic, and a lot of stuff ended up happening last session. But it's okay, because we'll get past it. It'll be great.
Fantastic. I love that we all use different descriptors of why we're never leaving and what kind of horrific parasite we are. I thought that was good. So as Raven mentioned, this game is being run in Fundamental RPG, which is a D20-based system. Our sponsors for this stream are Die Hard Dice, for all of your dice and dice accessory-related stuff. They've got some great metal dice. They've got some great non-metal dice. I always forget if they count as resin or if there's something else technically, but they're very pretty, and you should go check them out. Use the link to go have a look. We have a code. There is Hero Forge, where you can make custom miniatures. They recently released, and by recently I mean in November, came out with a new face mod kit, which is very cool. You should check that out. You can get them printed and shipped to you, or you can get the files to print at home using a 3D printer. And then we also have World Anvil, which is a great source and system for keeping track of worlds. So make your own homebrew world for a novel, for a game, for whatever you may need to keep track of a whole world for. And we've actually used it here on Nerdsmith to keep track of worlds for other campaigns, which is good fun too. And finally, Nerdsmith presents the initiative that this game is part of is taking applications for GMs who want to run short campaigns on Nerdsmith next year, which you should really go check out. I've applied for a couple more campaigns for next year. I know that there are other people, even in this stream, who have applied to run campaigns for next year. There's a lot of really cool ideas being thrown around, and it would be great to get even more new people involved, even more cool things happening. So yeah, check that out too. But when we last left Dashing Heroes, they were descending in the spiral staircase within the Shrine of the Corpse Catcher's Well. Esmira had just taken a mysterious substance that nobody else noticed, which has filled her with manic energy and has run off down the stairs on her own, having tried to take Edith with her, but Edith bailed out of the wheelchair and fell fairly heavily onto the ground. But it is now Edith, Delphi, and delightful Rosa, newly renamed Rosa, who are left up on the stairs, and then Esmira belting her way down the stairs with the only light source, laughing maniacally as she goes. So let's start that.
So I'm gonna be on the stairs.
Yep, I think technically Dick is still, or Rosa is still, like, holding on to you. Because there was the spear thing that came out of the wall. Like,
Yeah.
did we stop under the spear? Is it, like, right
Yes.
there? Okay.
Right there.
It's terrifying. Okay.
Could you roll a sight check
Esmira?
for me, please?
Is that me or everybody?
Just you. Oh, and Rosa as well, probably.
Okay.
Because we're in the
Rosa-
same-
30, 20?
Dirty
Rosa
Shame.
did see me eat the thing.
But she didn't see what it was.
Yes.
The sight. So that's a 14.
14. All right, then Edith is going to be the only one who notices the reflections in the metal don't seem quite right. Like they are throwing back images of yourself and Rosa directly beneath it, but you look twisted and mutilated in this image. Like you're
So glad I didn't see that.
like your bones are broken. You are like laying still on the stairs. Like all of the color gone from your face, waxy, with this sort of very placid, apathetic look on your face.
Wait, am I
Can
the
I get
only
you
one
to roll a
see?
discipline check for me?
God damn it. Luckily, I am very good at those.
Woo.
24.
24. Okay, could you write down on your witness list the reflection of the corpse catcher?
That is witness number 2 for me.
Oh no.
Roll a d10.
I don't like that, but okay. That I can do. That is a 10.
10. Are you missing any hit points right now?
Yes, I believe I'm missing 3. I think we all took 3.
All right. You'll heal back those 3.
Awesome. I was terrified that it was going to be something bad. Okay. She's going to just kind of point at the metal and just like her hands are shaking. I don't. Oh. Don't look at that, please.
Yeah, and Rose is just like, oh. I just barely ducked down.
Glad that you're okay.
Are you okay?
My body hurts. I just hit stairs really hard.
Yes, I'm somewhat familiar.
And my metaphorical legs are gone. So, Esmira, are you okay?
Mira, charging on ahead, I would love for you to make a discipline check for me.
Just grab my
Sophie's
bag.
just up on the stairs, just waving as his mirror goes.
After almost stabbing her.
Yeah, do you still have the scalpel in hand as you wave?
Did you almost stab me?
Yes.
The things that I missed.
I rolled well enough. You're fine.
Enough.
This time.
This time.
Discipline is... Sorry, just... There we go. So that will be a 18.
18. Okay. So as you're running, could I get a nimbleness check?
Oh dear, that's not gonna be a friendly situation. 24.
24. Okay, so the first thing you notice is that these stairs are getting more and more slippery as you run down them. And then you start to hear the pitter-patter as you realize you're not just running over wet stone, you are now running through very shallow water, lapping over the edges of the stone. And as this occurs to you, another one of these huge metal barbs, this one shaped a lot like a fishhook, comes out and just sinks into the meat of your shoulder and drags you back against the side of the wall. Could you roll a d6 for me, please?
Ouch. 2.
Take 2 points of damage. And we're going to jump back to the other part of the group.
Did we just hear a Wilhelm scream by chance?
Yeah, but it
You
sounds
would-
like it came from quite some distance away.
Okay.
That you would have heard a Wilhelm swear word. That's what you would have heard.
This is great. This is so... I really feel like dragging myself down these stairs, and I can't move without my chair, really.
No, don't drag yourself. Rosa's just gonna lean down and like pull herself up and then lean down and pick up Edith.
Alright, do you want to give me a might check?
Yeah.
Are you... So I've not checked this with you before, Jenny, but is Edith, like, just she can't put weight on her legs, or does she need the full carry?
She is physically paralyzed from her waist down.
Okay, so she needs the full carry.
So I got a nat 20, so that'll make that a 35 in total. Just
easily.
like-
You just swing her up into the princess carry. You're
Yeah.
good. I'm not going to be able to test you on that again until you put her down willingly and pick her up again.
Okay. So yeah,
Edith, you are
just
as light
sweeps
as a
Edith
feather.
right on up. Is this okay?
She, even in the horror that she's currently experiencing, like her eyes are wide. She's seen some shit clearly and is never going to leave her. And in this moment, somehow still, the gay cannot fucking be quelled as her fucking face goes a little bit red and she's kind of just scooped up and suddenly feels so small and somehow so much safer than she did before. Just, yeah, I'm, thank you.
It's no problem. It's so nice that Rosa's like the only one not experiencing gay panic in this moment, it seems. Because it's
Yeah,
usually
once.
all her. But she'll just make sure she's got Edith secured, and then I think she'll give Edith just like the tiniest little kiss on the top of her head, and then keep moving carefully.
Protect the throuple at all costs.
Keep
Alright, so
saying
yeah.
that, and you took my legs.
I tried
How
to take you
quickly?
with them.
How quickly are we moving, group at the top of the stairs?
Very slowly.
Very slowly. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Delphi, are you staying
Could-
behind them as they head down, or are you in front? Where are you?
Behind.
Behind? Okay.
Can I
So
make
as you-
a hearing check to listen for any sounds of mechanics of like traps or things behind the walls?
Sure, yeah, go ahead, make a hearing check. I'll need a nimbleness from Dick and Delphi as you're trying to navigate this staircase in pitch darkness.
So
That's
that is a
fair.
natural 20, which makes that a 23.
23.
Y'all are like the power couple right now. Jesus Christ.
So that's a 24. And
Nimbleness?
actually, I just
Okay.
realized something.
Do it.
So as Rosa's carrying Edith, she's just gonna be like, the inside pocket of my jacket, if you could, there's a lighter.
She'll manage to like quell the for a moment. She'll just, yeah, you can do that. She's gonna reach in and try to find the lighter.
And it's just like a Zippo lighter. So it only will actually serve as a light source.
How did Delphi do on her nimbleness?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20? You're fine.
She's
Alright.
having gay thoughts, but she's not in it, so she's just swooning in the background like, wow. Okay.
What if that was me? Wait,
Keeps
which
making
one of
eye
them do I
contact
want
with
to be?
Edith, like waggling eyebrows.
Just Delphi like, I'm so impressed, but I don't know who I'm jealous of in this situation.
I am one person, but I want to be two at this point.
Okay, and that was a natural 20 on the listening check? Amazing. Could I get another discipline roll from you, please?
7.
7?
27.
Oh, no.
Okay, that's better. That's better. I thought you said 7. I'm so
27.
27. Quite a different
That's 7.
situation. Though.
27.
Yeah. All right. I think
Oh.
Cove is dying, but that's fine. We'll move on. They'll be back in a minute. So Edith, as you listen, you begin to be aware of this voice very quietly, somewhere under the sounds that you're hearing of like the faint tap 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 of footsteps on stone, the sound of the water running down the walls, and the sound of faint lapping water from deep lower in this staircase. You also begin to hear this whisper voice that is just going like, you should sit down. You should just relax. You need to rest. Think of how busy the last few days have been. When did you sleep? Isn't this just too much? How do you have the energy for this? It is that little back of head voice of just like depression, lack of executive function, but amplified to such an extent that you're like, I'm actively hearing this.
Is this voice at all familiar?
Sounds like your own voice.
I hate that. She's just gonna out loud just no. First of all. Second of all, I'm trying to listen. Please stop.
But listening's so hard. It's so much effort. Why don't you just let Dick and Delphi deal with it?
This place is terrible.
the lighter,
But
you get this very irregular view of what's happening here. First of all, the black stone everywhere is polished to a mirror finish, so you're getting these sort of distorted, cut back images of yourself moving. These images of Dick, of Delphi, of yourself, all of which have that same like completely apathetic expression on their faces. All of which are studded through with metal in ways that make them look like they should be bleeding, but they're not. All of them have that like waxy white, like dead undertone to the skin. As you move deeper across these stairs, it takes you maybe a good 10 minutes to catch up to where you heard that shout come from. And you find Esmira pinned to the wall with a giant fish hook through her shoulder, holding her tight to the wall. The wheelchair appears to have rolled away. Because it's on a staircase. When you get to this step, you realize that the moisture and wetness in the area is getting thicker and heavier. The humidity is intense, but also the cold is as well. It is like you're starting to be able to see your breath, like you feel like you are in a walk-in freezer. The stair that Esmira is standing on, her boots are wet. There is like a fine film, like maybe a millimeter thick of water on this staircase. Nicole, I think you're muted.
Oh, sorry about that. When you see Esmira, she's trying very hard to not squirm and writhe against this hook in her shoulder, swearing non-stop. Obviously bleeding quite a bit with a hook there, and she's not moving away from the wall. She's pressed up against the wall, trying to like wriggle this hook out.
Okay, patching people up, but I'm not good with this. Delphi?
Right. Yeah. I can give it a shot.
First, give me a medicine check to see if you can figure out what you're dealing with.
That makes sense.
Was the discipline enough for me to get out of the
I
mania?
assist
Yes.
with the medicine checks. Can I assist with those?
You can for the treatment. This is just analysis of what kind of
Sounds
injury is happening
good.
here.
24.
24. This hook is barbed. Removing it is going to tear the wound open more, unless you find a way to like push it through, basically. Which will also open the wound a little bit, but hopefully will not be as bad.
Okay. Is there a good vantage point for that, like that she can see, or a decent vantage point?
You'll need to get up very close to the wall, sort of perpendicular to Esmira. So if Esmira's back is to the wall, you need to be like right up against her, so you can sort of push the hook through from the back. And this will be a nimbleness check to feed it through. And I'll let you know, the better you do, the less damage Esmira will take with the hook leaving. The worse you do, the more damage she will take.
So, can I... Because I'm kind of shit at nimbleness. Can I add my nurse stuff to that?
Yes, you can add...
Mortician? Because they all deal with that?
I think taxidermist seems relevant here because you're used to having to like sew up skin and etc. So yeah, I'll let you add taxidermist to this, and then afterwards you'll do a medicine check to stop the bleeding and try and help her. And with that, Edith can help.
Sounds good. As Delphi gets up towards Esmira, this is gonna hurt. That's all. I don't have any. It's gonna hurt. And
Just
then
do it. Esmira kind of looks at you for a long second and it's just like, just do it.
There was no other option unless you wanted to stay here, but sure.
And her other arm, she bites she bites down on the sleeve of her other arm.
I'm so glad I rolled high. Because I forgot she doesn't have stamina left. So that's a 19.
And 19 total. Okay. Could you roll a d6 for me, please?
Yeah. Haha! 1!
Great. You take 3 points of damage as the hook leaves your body, Esmera.
Vast amounts of swearing.
And then let's get a medicine check with Edith's assistance.
Remind me one more time how assistance works.
So, in this case, we're just having Edith lend you advantage, so roll 2 d20s, take the higher.
Perfect. I'm so glad.
Which isn't technically how advantage works in this system, but we're just simplifying it to make it move faster.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yay for anyone being able to be a candy striper in the 1950s. Woohoo!
So that is a 30 total with the 19 that I rolled second, not the 4 that I rolled first.
Yeah, so yeah, you've very much stabilized, stopped the bleeding, you've bandaged it up, you have put her arm in a sling. Esmera, are you right or left-handed?
Esmera's right-handed.
Alright, then we'll say it was your left arm, so you've still got your dominant hand. But you've had to sling it against the torso so that she doesn't agitate the wound further. What now?
Delphi's gonna look at Esmera for a second after having patched her up, and then just deadpan. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes, and then turn and walk back to Rosa and Edith.
Oh my god.
Fighting urge to drown Delphi in that puddle. Right.
Give it a
That
shot.
would not end well for Esmera. It would not.
So, yeah, Rosa's just been looking very pale through all of this. And as soon as that is said, she just kind of turns a little bit.
Means
kind of
Edith
like
is turned as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say, which means Edith is turned as well, but just like oh, hey, I'm gonna focus on what's over here. Oh, right, the, beautiful woman that I'm holding.
There are worse things to focus on.
Yep, just very focused on Edith at the moment. She's gonna look down and say, Are you okay? Do you need anything?
I mean, getting off this island would be preferable. That's not going to happen anytime soon, though. My
was thinking
wheelchair, for
something
one, but
more
it's
immediate, yes.
over there, and I don't know how much I trust the area it's in. And also, there's whispering in the walls, and I hate it.
What kind of whispers are you hearing?
My own voice telling me that this is all too much, and that I should just lay down.
That sounds like a bad idea.
Yeah, and it's very loud.
Well, if it helps, I've got you. I mean, physically, but also, I'm here for you.
She's gonna reach up and kiss her on the cheek. Just right here.
Just turns red and smiles.
I appreciate it. Esmera, are you okay? You running off like that was kind of out of character.
I don't even have words for character anymore. Maybe I've been out of character since we arrived on this rock. Trying to be what we're supposed to be. Fuck, this place is fucking us up one at a time.
Delphi, how about you?
Let's just go.
We should continue on, but I'm doing fine.
Okay. Alright. Just want to make sure. I'm gonna keep ignoring the sound of the voice and listening for any sounds of traps.
Yep. Who's leading the way now?
Delphi is gonna lead the way, very
Excellent.
specifically, and if Esmira tries to get past her,
No.
there's
Esmira-
a chance I'm gonna have to roll. There's a chance that Delphi's gonna try to stab her.
Okay. Are you gonna pick up the torch that Esmira dropped onto the step as you pass?
Yes.
So picking up the torch, playing it over ahead of you, the first thing you realize is that the light is reflecting very strangely. Then as you take a step down onto the next stair and feel chill water rush up and cover your foot, you realize that the stairs from this point are covered in water. There is a water line that you have just passed. Considering how shallow the stairs are, you know that you'll circle around several times before it reaches more than even knee depth. But it's bone-freezingly cold. Very, very chilly.
Are we talking like a... It sounds like we're talking about like a prolonged exposure is dangerous type cold.
You are indeed, yes.
Delphi will hold up a hand real quick. We're getting into actual water now, and it is frigid. It's gonna be a problem if we have to have prolonged exposure to it. Can someone look around and see if there's another way? I don't think there is, but worth a shot.
So would everyone like a sight roll?
Yeah, I was going to ask, where was the wheelchair again?
All you know is it continued going down the stairs after Esmira
okay.
let it go.
Gotcha, so we can't even see it.
Can't see it. No.
Okay, then yeah, Rosa's just going to hang tight for the moment then, but keep looking around. I was going to say if there was a spot to set Edith down, like she could potentially look under the water, but...
You could put Edith down on the stairs.
But the stairs are wet.
The stairs are wet.
That sounds terrible.
So sight rolls for those who want them?
Instead of a sight roll, could I listen for sounds of like echoing or sounds of water or anything coming from different directions than just where the stairs going?
Certainly. Yeah.
I got an 11.
I got a 17.
17.
19.
19. Okay. So with a 17, look, it's still very dark down here. The one thing you'll catch is you think that this water goes on for quite some time. Like you can see from the curve of the stairs makes it really difficult to see more than 5 or so meters ahead of you. But you get the feeling that you're not near the bottom of the stairs. Like you will keep going for a while. You can't see any obvious turnoffs. There are none of those intricately carved frescoes that could conceal, hidden doorknobs or anything the way there were at the Sunflower Shrine. Instead, the walls here are quite flat and reflective, like they've been polished, with just that single line of text which says, "She will not stop you," repeating as it goes around. Edith, listening closely, you can hear the faint movement of the water, the plep 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 of boots on wet stone, but there is no strangeness to the quality of the space and the sort of dynamic noises you're getting.
I think we only have one choice.
To go back?
No, if we want to go forward, we have to keep going down. Unless someone else noticed something.
Why don't you give me a second to check it out? And
I don't want you going by yourself. I know you're capable, I just...
Here's the thing. You can see me, ish, if I'm down there and something happens. I won't be able to see you guys. And I think you guys will, I think I'll be able to stay under longer.
Now, again, I'll remind you, the shallowness of the steps, if you remember, they're very shallow steps, means that you would have to go around several times before you reached a depth where you would be more than, like, knee-deep in water.
Right, right.
Well, why don't we just follow you down until it starts to become a problem?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was planning.
All right.
Can I use my journalism through what happened with the tragedy of the Titanic, with how people managed to stay warm in cold water for long periods of time? Is there anything that I might have learned?
That's a good question. I think roll education plus journalism.
That's my second nat 20 of the night, and that makes that a... Sorry. $33.
33? Yeah, well, I think that in that case, Edith knows at least as much as you know.
I don't know very much. I'll be entirely
So,
honest with you.
For example, you want to get out of the water as quickly as possible. Once you're out of the water, you got to dry off as quickly as possible. You need to get rid of the wet clothes and make sure they're dry before you put them back on. You need to be near a source of warmth. Some basic hypothermia stuff, really. But just water will still your heat a lot faster than just cold air will.
Yes. So, I did some work at the Titanic exhibition that started up, and out of the things that I learned about people that survived, we need to make sure that we get through the water and get out of the water as quickly as we can, dry off completely, be near some sort of source of warmth, or we are not going to be okay. So, quickly and carefully, try to light a fire once we get wherever we're going.
All right.
And either everyone should have a change of clothes or get really comfortable with being naked really fast.
I'm sorry, what?
We can't stay in wet clothes, so hopefully you have a change of them.
Nope. Okay, this is fine.
I might have
It'll be
something.
fine.
We'll take care of you. We'll get you all taken care of. Don't you worry. I have plenty.
Yeah, Rosa's just beet red.
You can have your choice of undergarments too. I have various different types. It's just whatever you happen to fancy. As I'm assuming they're walking down these stairs.
I love
Amazing.
it.
Extreme gay panic is back very quickly.
Amazing. Poor Esmira, honestly. Really? Right in front of me?
It's the benefit of not
Really?
being a
In front of my
relationship
salad?
person. You just kind of like, do you, boo?
Alright, so moving through this water, as you continue to spiral around and around, it gets to knee depth, then to about hip depth, at which point everyone except Edith, you are beginning to not just shake and shiver, but you are actively starting to feel like your feet go numb, the bottoms of your legs going numb. It's so cold, so freezing. I would like everyone who is currently in the water to make a fortitude check for me. So that is Esmira, Delphi, and Rosa. Edith, you're still good. Rosa's holding you up at like above waist height, so.
I am going to try to use my body heat as much as possible to try to help keep Rosa warm.
Okay, so you are just draping yourself over her.
Yes.
Okay. There's no way for
Pretty
me to
too.
call for like a shamefulness check, is there?
Yeah, that is life-saving medical assistance going on. Okay, totally wholesome.
Like she'll make sure to breathe over Rosa's pulse points, make sure that like keeping the blood warm as much as possible where it's flowing.
This poor
Die.
woman. Okay.
Listen, if you are breathing on Rosa's pulse points, I'm pretty sure Rosa's blood is flowing damn hot right now.
You can probably literally hear her heartbeat from where you are.
All right. So how did those fortitude checks go? Everybody?
I got a modified 20.
Okay.
22.
22.
Oh,
Including
You're
any
muted.
and all. Including any and all modifiers, that is a 1.
Oh my god. Okay. So everybody takes 1 point of cold damage, and you have disadvantage on nimbleness checks until you manage to dry off and heat up.
Probably not gonna change anything for her. She's
With the 1, I feel like I should make it worse though. So I'm gonna get you to roll a d6 for me as well.
Okay.
And did you all say you were moving quickly?
Rose is not.
Quickly but
Esmira's probably
carefully.
Still trying to move quickly.
Quickly?
did
Okay.
you roll a goddamn 6?
I rolled a 6!
Okay, take another 6 points of cold damage.
No. See, this is why we
Yes.
don't let you go in front.
Esmira, could I get a nimbleness check from you as you begin to break to the front of the group, just because you're moving faster than everybody else?
That is a -1, makes it a 23.
23, which means you have 2 options here. You can throw yourself flat onto the ground, get completely wet, freezing cold under the water, or you can let the barbed spike that is ejecting from the wall hit you.
I'm gonna go with freezing cold because I know how much damage one of those spikes does.
Yeah.
So I think instinctually it'll be like, don't get hit again.
So you throw yourself down into the water. There is that moment of like distortion as you go from above water rushing down under the water. And as you like open your eyes under the water, or do you keep them shut?
Open my eyes.
Open your eyes. Okay, give me a sight check.
Oh no. 19.
19. Looking around, the first thing you notice is that there are like tiny little grayish white worms swimming around under this water, like kind of eel-like, slimy gray, and then there are more of them that are like a dark blue black color. And as you begin to like straighten up and pull back, you see that there are a whole bunch of them attached to Delphi's feet and lower calves.
Oh no, not leeches.
I mentioned leeches earlier.
I will stand as quickly out of the water as I can and go, Delphi, you have things on your feet.
Yeah, they're called fashionable shoes, Esmira. Damn.
It's true.
Listen, they ain't fashionable after this water, okay?
Ran, did you get my message?
I did, yeah. You're okay.
Oh, okay, cool. Delphi will look down. Are they bothering her?
Yeah, no, you can... you can't feel anything, but you can see that they are eating into your flesh. Like, your feet are completely numb. You can't feel anything.
Just looks
Are they
down at it for a second. Huh. And then she'll just calmly walk out of the water back up the steps.
Okay, so that, again, will take you, like, several minutes to get out, because it's a very slow... Unless, are you, like, running back up the stairs?
No, not really.
Okay. Alright.
Like, she'll just be
Delphi-
shaking a leg, like her legs, as she's getting out, because she doesn't want to keep them
Yeah.
on her, but...
Delphi, we need to keep going.
Just has one leg out of the water where all of like the things are. Just
Like, the
I-
imagery I want you guys to be thinking of is if you've ever seen those documentary footages of the worms on whale corpses at the bottom of the ocean. That kind of an energy. Like, they are, like, the heads are inside her feet, in her legs. And the edges are sort of
Oh.
rippling.
Are there worms on any of our other feet?
Well, I believe Esmira's wearing very practical boots.
Yes.
As is Rosa from your description of her before.
Yeah, jeans and boots, yeah.
So, no. And Edith hasn't even touched the water yet. Whereas I believe Delphi is wearing a sensible heel.
Edith would also be wearing boots, like probably up to her, like almost her knee, specifically because Luann would have insisted. Yes.
Are we sure we want to keep going?
Do we have a choice?
We could try one of the other
We already have to
places.
get to a heat source fast.
Unless you want to go all the way back up and we try again in a couple hours. I don't know if we've got that much time, but we could.
Is there anything we can do to get rid of them now?
Can I try and piggyback Delphi?
Yeah, absolutely. Give me a might check with disadvantage because you've only got the one arm at the moment.
You do have
If
a
you'd
scalpel.
prefer to
You
do
could
it-
probably get rid of them.
If you prefer to do it without disadvantage, you can do that, but you would take damage for using your injured arm.
No.
She's not I need to be very clear. She's not leaving them on her. She's
Yeah.
actively trying to get them off.
Yeah.
Okay. Just from
So are you
what
using the
Jenny
scalpel
said.
to try and cut the head away? Or are you trying to like grab it and pull it out? Or
She's trying to like shake them at first and then pull if that doesn't work, and then if that doesn't work, she'll pull out the scalpel and it's like, dear God, okay.
okay. Give me a might check for pulling them out.
Okay. I'm not good at that, but okay.
I am so mad.
Embedded in your
It's-
leg. That's gonna
it's
hurt
disadva-
you.
It's disadvantage, but I rolled a 20, but I can't have it because it's disadvantage.
Oh no!
Yeah.
No.
So sad about that. So it'll be 23 if Delphi accepts the piggyback. Look, just
3.
hop on my back and let's keep going.
How did Delphi's might check go?
3.
3? They're slippery. They're like eel bodies. You just
She lost a fight to a worm.
Several worms, yes. I feel like I'm
Yeah.
losing the emu war. She will then pull out.
hey.
She will then pull out the scalpel if she can't get them off.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So with the scalpel, give me a nimbleness. You are still cold and numb, so it will be with disadvantage.
I'm actually worse at nimbleness.
But you can add your is it mortician that you have that you've been using for your scalpel rolls?
Yes.
Yeah. So you can
Literally
still add that.
any of the ones that I have work, so.
Yeah.
Okay. Not great, but terrible. Wow, today sucks. In total, it is 12.
Well, you cut one of them away, but the head is still attached. Like you've cut the body away because you couldn't get under without scooping into your leg more and causing more damage. But they seem pretty firmly attached. You would need other tools to get rid of them. Are you accepting Esmira's offer of a piggyback ride?
She will. She's gonna get on, like, on Esmer's back. She's like, I don't see how this is gonna help me once we're fully submerged in the water, but I'm not gonna say no.
Well, it'll help you for a few steps at least. Pretty much. It's you know when you have a small child in the pool and they like grab your neck and that's basically what keeps them up. Because with one arm in the sling, she's kind of like holding one arm just to keep you from choking her.
Okay, excellent. So you continue on down this staircase, moving at a slow pace, a measured pace. Are you trying to go as fast as you can, knowing that there are eels in the water now?
Quickly, but also with an eye out for more booby traps.
All right.
So like a careful quick.
Yeah, is Rosa leading the way now?
I think so.
All right, excellent. Give me a nimbleness check.
All
So
right.
you begin to move more quickly.
We all take a turn.
That's a nat 20.
Nat 20. You you just duck beneath the water for a second, as this time a solid lance of steel bisects the corridor. But you're under it, back up in a second. Like Edith was briefly dunked under the water just to stop her from getting stabbed, but it does not stop you.
It's just
I'm
like
gonna try
a.
to dry myself off as much as I can.
Was it
Do
just
you
like,
even
like
pause,
a
or do
limbo
you just
move
keep
really
going?
quick, or?
I was picturing like in Avatar: The Last Airbender, when someone will punch Aang and he will just like bend at the waist and come back up.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's awesome. I'll take that.
Are you still moving? Does that make you pause or hesitate?
Pause to check on Edith, yeah. Or
Fine,
okay?
just cold. Just cold.
it's very cold. Better than the
Continuing
alternative, though?
Yeah, definitely
Okay,
better.
Continuing at that pace, slowing down, speeding up.
A careful quick, I think, is what Rose is sticking
Alright.
to.
Give me another nimbleness check.
Okay. That's 17 plus 5, so that's what, 22?
22. Okay, this time the thing's gonna hit.
Ouchies.
So a spear point with a barb behind it. Let's have Edith make a luck roll. So just roll a d20. If it's above 10, you're lucky it didn't hit Rosa in a place where it would hit you too. If it's below 10, you're unlucky it hits both of you.
18.
18. You're fine. So this sinks into, we'll say, Rosa's leg. Sort of left thigh, a little bit above the knee. And you're going to take a d6 of damage.
Yep. There's strings of swears in Russian that happen. Okay, that's a 4.
A 4, so you take 5 points of damage.
Oof.
And a few minutes later, Esmera and Delphi will catch up. And you see, a spear point attached to a chain stuck through Rosa's leg.
I'm kind of gonna put Edith down, or like shuffle Edith. Not Edith. Why am I saying Edith? Delphi closer so that Delphi can have a look at the spearhead. Basically, I've become a mobile doctor station, but I'm the mule end of that.
I
While
would like to
Delphi's
assist again.
while Delphi's busy with that, while they fussing over Rosa, what is the chain coming out of? Like, is there a hole in the wall, or is it coming directly out of the wall?
Seems to be coming directly out of the wall.
Like, it seems like it's part of the wall, or there's
Yeah.
a space where it came out.
There's no space.
Oh, does it look like the wall became the chain and just spiked her?
No, the chain is definitely metal, and the wall is definitely stone.
But we can't see how it came out.
No, seems to just seep out of the wall.
It's disconcerting.
Rose is looking a little pale. It's mostly numb, so I don't feel much, but that feels very wrong, and I feel kind of sick.
Okay, so could I get a medicine to examine the wound to see if you can figure out how to remove the spearhead?
Yep. $21.
21. You don't think you can. You don't think you can remove the spearhead safely. It's too big. Like, you might shatter the bone. It would definitely mean Rosa wouldn't be able to walk. You think the safest thing to do is find a way to remove the chain from the wall, wrap it around the leg, and just stabilize it for now until you can get her into surgery.
Delphi's kind of gonna look at it for a little while and... Okay, I have news. You're not gonna like it, but I have news. The best course of action here is for it to stay in. Taking it out would actively do more damage, so we're gonna have to try to figure out how to get that chain out of the wall.
You're right, I don't like it.
The alternative is removing it and potentially removing part of your leg and breaking the bone and a whole lot of... You're not walking after that.
I like that option less. Let's go with the first one.
All right, someone who can see. Can you take a look at the wall, figure out what's going on?
Can I put you down for a minute, then I'll go have a look at the wall.
Feel free.
Oops.
You are now, like, hip deep in water. So, you know, your lovely skirt is doing that thing that dresses do when they go underwater and just sort of poofing out.
Oh, I don't like
A
the
little
whole
Delphi
eating board.
mushroom.
She's just there.
And head over to the wall to try and inspect a little, try and see if there's a way to detach the chain.
Yeah. Are you touching it, or are you just looking?
First, just looking.
As I said, it seems to just seep out of the wall, like it's part of it.
And like, if I take the handle of the knife that Luke gave me and just kind of like pry at it, I'm not touching it with my hands though yet.
Give me a nimbleness. Remember, you have disadvantage because of the cold water.
Yeah. Son of a bitch! I rolled another 20!
I mean, hey.
That's a
Don't
good
lie.
thing.
I can't use it because it's disadvantage.
You
Oh.
scared the shit out of me.
Same.
Sorry. So that will be a 21.
21. So, in actual fact, what will happen here is as you begin to pry with the knife, it's so cold that your knife begins to stick to the metal where it's wet.
Oh, fuck.
Like, you can pull it away with like a bit of a jerk, but it's very cold. But you
Yeah, but
again, you cannot see a place where it like cements in. You cannot see a notch where it's like sitting inside of. Nothing like that. It seems to just be part of the wall.
How strong and steady does this chain look? Because if it's that cold, it might be brittle enough to break.
I would say like each link is about as wide around as your finger, like the individual pieces of chain.
I kind of lean
Um,
forward and I breathe on it. Does the breath condense? Does it become ice on the chain?
It condenses, it doesn't become ice.
We could try to shoot it if we have no other option.
How sure we it's not going to ricochet? We're in a passage.
Not very confident.
Anybody got
think-
any ideas?
I think the expression is we're at the bottom of the barrel of options. Unless anyone's got a hacksaw.
I will point out nobody's tried to pull the chain yet.
Nobody wants to touch the chain.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Pull the damn chain.
I was saying Rosa will reach over and do it if nobody else will.
Delphi will be like, why? She and will like shuffle over to pull the chain herself.
Yeah. So, could I get a gut feeling check from Delphi, please? And a discipline check from Rosa.
Yep.
Where is my gut feeling? Where is my gut? There's my gut. I lost my gut, guys.
Okay, that's a good roll. What was my discipline score? Oh, awesome. Okay.
Got a 16.
Holy crap.
16?
Okay. I should be okay. I got a 35 on
Holy
discipline.
shit.
What in?
All right. So Rosa stands firm. She's fine. Dick, as you pull the chain out, it comes loose from the wall easily and then wraps around your hand in 2 loops. So you are holding onto the end of a chain that Dick is now attached to one end of.
Okay.
Okay.
So you've
Wait, Delphi
got
or
a
Dick?
hold of her. Delphi has the end of the chain wrapped
Okay.
around her hand. I'm sorry. Occasionally, the 2 names with the same start gets me.
You're good.
So yeah, Delphi is holding onto a chain with Rosa at the end of it.
This is going to sound really silly, but did you describe Delphi wrapping the chain around their hand, or that the chain wrapped itself
The chain
around
wrapped
Delphi's hand?
itself around Delphi's hand.
Oh no, we don't like that.
Does it hurt or is it just there?
It's just that
Oh,
You got
nice.
Rosa on a leash.
I'm gonna
Not
need
quite how
everyone
I saw that
except
happening, but
gonna need everyone except Cove to take their headphones off for just 2 seconds.
sorry, everyone. What?
It has been
Except
1
Cove,
hour.
Oh,
headphones
except
off.
Cove.
It has been 1 hour, Ran. What the hell? 1 hour.
All right. So Delphi, would you like to steal some of Rosa's hit points?
Do I know if I get to choose how many?
It'll be a D6.
Okay.
Bearing in mind that if you go into negative hit points, you know that you're going to die, even if you are not currently feeling the effects of being very, very low hit points at the moment.
Yeah.
The consequences will still apply.
I think she'd do it.
Okay, fantastic. Would you like to roll that D6 for me now?
Sure. God, I've become the villain. I'm okay with that. Oh, that is a 4.
4. Okay.
I have concerns.
Great. Could I get a gut feeling from Rosa, please?
Yep.
All I know is I saw Cove cackle, and that concerns me.
That is a 19.
A 19. Okay, you lose 4 hit points
Ow.
as the barbed spear seems to jolt and writhe inside your leg before it settles, like it splays, turning into like a grappling hook that wraps itself around your leg.
That is less than ideal.
But it doesn't seem to be shifting as much with your movements anymore, like it's sort of settled into place. You should be able to walk.
Okay, well that's good at least.
In Delphi?
Everyone seems very calm for the fact that a living chain just did a thing.
Have you not seen literally everything else that's happened? No, but can I wrap,
really hard
wrap
not
the
to
chain around
freak
the
out.
leg?
Listen, this island is full of heebie-jeebie hoobies. That, however,
I'm pretty sure Rose is
That's
fighting
the
off
thing that
shock at the
freaks
moment.
you out? That's the thing that freaks you out?
that attached to the 8 Marines with hooks through them that were hanging from the tent ceiling freaks me out. Because it means we're probably being
Just
hunted
that.
in this place.
That's all. That's the only thing that worries you.
It's just in this place.
Discipline from Edith, please.
You think we're being unadjusted? I'm so, what did you think was happening the entire rest of the time? I'm sorry. Where have you been the entire time up until this point? Wall chain? Wall chain is what does it. Okay.
I got a 25.
25.
Oh, wow.
So you feel words try to bubble up on your tongue when Esmira says we're being hunted in this place, but you manage to swallow them back down before you can be forced to put them into the air.
Do I realize what I was being tempted to say?
No.
Maybe we should like fall back and regroup.
You know how this place likes to make us say things?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what it is, but it almost made me say something. So in this moment, please be very careful.
Were we not careful? I don't.
You've been being
Don't-
careful. I just needed to say something.
Both of these things have been in character, by the way. And don't
Yeah, I get that.
Very
Like,
good.
literally, it's still that urge not to drown Delphi.
He's like looking at Edith like, I adore you. I do.
I know.
I just don't know what either of you think we've been doing this
No.
entire time.
I understand that. I do. I realize you guys have been being careful, and I realize that this place is so fucked. It's just a matter of I'm not being helpful. I figured just mentioning that was happening might give some sort of extra insight. So I apologize. I'm not trying to take away from the gravity of the situation or what you've all been doing at all. That's all I can do.
Walks over, forehead kiss. You're great, sweetheart. You're brilliant. And walks back down the stairs. Just like,
Yeah, continuing on.
Yeah.
Yep. Rosa will also give Edith a kiss on the top of the head. And again say, just thought we could go back to camp. We could get this thing out of my leg. Maybe
How many
some bandages, that sort of thing, and then come back later.
how many of the 24 hours is left?
You're not really sure. You don't have a watch, as far as I know.
The time limit is my only issue. And it's
Yeah.
Delphi's only issue. It's like, yes, we can
So-
go back and get you patched up.
Look-
That might. And
Look, I don't know if I believe what that thing said or not, but it said 24 hours. And we've been well into that by now.
My thinking is that
Are you still planning on
something-
killing me? Is that
No,
no.
we're trying to find a way around it, Edith. We're not going to kill you.
no
My
one's gonna kill
thoughts
you.
are that we have something said that we're all going to die in a day. I have no idea the credibility of that person. That's death. And she just sort of points down the stairs at the water.
That's death. That's death. Points at hook. That's
Can I get
death.
another discipline roll from Edith, please?
You're trying to turn me into an eldritch monster, aren't you? I swear to fucking God. Jesus.
Is it me, Jesus?
24.
No, it isn't you. 24. Sorry. 24. Again, you feel something try to bubble up on your tongue, and you swallow it back down.
Yeah, I think
Make me talk.
this seems. I realize everything on the island is dangerous. This seems to be glaringly dangerous versus vaguely ominous of everywhere else.
Look, even if we got you up there, even if we looked at all our injuries, looked at your knee, sorted out what we could, we'd still have to come back into this pyramid. We don't know if the mirror's going to work again. We'd still have to come all the way down these staircases again, deal with everything we've dealt with, and then still have to be submerged after waiting the who knows how long to heal and rest, with no supplies, thanks to the fucking scarecrow thief.
Let's try our luck with the Malaysians.
They did tell us not to come back unless we survived till tomorrow.
I adore
What are
you
you doing,
guys.
Rosa?
Both of you. And you, Esmira. In a way. Oh
my god.
I'm gonna be the fucking human sacrifice. The best part is my brain is still going, protect the thruple, but at the same time, one of these things is a red flag and two of them are green, is what I'm saying.
What have I done? Anyway, Toby is gonna look at all of you. Going back is not physically an option at this point. Even if we get your leg, even if we get that out of your leg, you're still not gonna be in good working order in the way that you're going to need to be going through here. That is the problem. We don't have the things we need to do a proper surgery. We're not gonna have the optimal equipment. I think your best chance of getting out of here in a semi-safe manner is if we go. We're all cold at this point. We are wasting time. Please?
All right, let's go.
Also, any sign
Alright,
of my
so-
chair?
Give me a sight check.
Rosa
Roll a
also mutters
sight.
something in Russian that's the equivalent of like, if I die here, I'm haunting your ass.
Yeah, okay.
Wow.
17.
Not yet.
Okay.
But as you continue on, can I know who's in front? How quickly are you moving? What's so? Is that Delphi's?
Are
at the
you
front?
back in the water?
Oh shit.
Delph?
Look, I could piggyback you, but now, like, if we're up to our waist, her legs would be dangling in the water anyway.
Point.
Yeah.
Delphi's like, you're all wasting time. There's no point. Let's go. So that's still like careful, quick sort of speed. I think. is a
Careful,
good
quick.
speed.
All right.
Yeah, Rosa's
All right.
definitely towards the back at this point.
All right. In that case, Delphi, could I get a nimbleness check from you, please, as you
Sure.
try to move hastily through the water?
That didn't suck. 19.
19. Okay, so you see the thing coming at you. Would you like to fall into the water or get hit?
Fall into the water.
Fall into the water?
Absolutely.
Excellent. You'll take another point of cold damage,
That's chill. Chill.
I see what you did there.
and you fall beneath the surface of the water. At this point, you've gotten your hands cold enough that you're going to be struggling to do, like, coordinated tasks with those, as well as just generally coordinated tasks. Your fingers are numb, your hands and arms are numb, your face is numb, so you fall in the water to a point where, could I get an education check from you?
Sure. Now, shockingly, for all of my things, I'm not great in education.
Oh. Purely vibes-based mortician.
She really is, and apparently this role has proved it. Hold on.
I would let you add any medical training to this as well.
Perfect.
If you have any doctor or something like that.
It's a 12 total.
12 total. There is something up with this water. You realize as you sort of submerge, there is something else in it, but you can't remember what it is. There is something here that you have experienced before in your life. In this water, like a familiar smell, a familiar taste, something, but you can't pin what it is as you come back up.
To come back up. She's not actually gonna come all the way. She's gonna essentially leave. Like, it's just her head at this point. Water's a little weird. It's not just water, there's something else. I can't figure out what it is, but obviously don't consume it, but don't consume it. I'll also be traveling like this. Bye. Keep going.
Duck walking along, yeah.
Yeah.
As you turn the next spiral, though, you will see as a corridor leading off the staircase. The staircase continues down, and at this point, you're like, if you wanted to continue down, you would have to swim. But there is a simple stone corridor leading off, at chest height in the water.
Can we do get check to see which way is a good idea?
You can certainly try, yeah.
I would also like to do that.
Also,
24.
wow. Also, why would she get up when the things that she's having to roll nimbleness checks to avoid are what's up?
And you sort of, Delphi,
23.
as you're moving through the water that way, you realize that it is sort of slowing you down. Like in that way of when you try to walk underwater, you move more slowly.
Yeah.
Give me a gut feeling as well, please, Delphi. For the pair of you, you think that moving into this corridor is probably smarter than trying to continue down. You get the feeling that this might just continue down forever.
Okay, corridor sounds great.
Let's go for the corridor. And there's no sign of the wheelchair still.
Well, that's the thing with the staircase.
17.
17. Delphi, you get the feeling that perhaps slowing down is a good idea here. That walking through the water is it's slowing you down, it's forcing you to move more slowly. And since you started doing that, you have not run into any more of those chains or barbs.
We might want to slow down, like, way down as we move forward.
As cold as I am, I like this plan.
Got no problem with that, but
Difficult.
can we instead... Let's not move forward. Let's see what's down this corridor.
That sounds good to me. Just slowly.
I just want to check, is anyone ducking under the water to see what's further down the stairs?
Oh, hell yeah. Absolutely.
Excellent.
I'm so curious.
Give me a sight roll.
Come on, baby. There's my nat 20.
There's your nat 20. Fantastic. In that case, I'll get everyone else to take off their headphones. We'll have this very quick conversation, and then we'll go to break. All right, good. So the first thing Delphi sees is Edith's wheelchair.
Oh.
The second thing Delphi sees is about 30 US servicemen piled on top of each other, waxy, white, drowned, wrapped in chains and held down to the bottom of the stairs. They're sort of layered over each other in a way that looks very irrational, almost. Like their arms are the wrong length, their legs are the wrong length, their fingers have too many joints in them, but they are wearing the standard uniform of a US Army corpsman. They are not moving. They're they're kind of swaying lightly under the water, almost like seaweed would. And the longer you look at them, the more you think, that's not people. Those are the tendrils of a creature that is waiting for you to touch them so that they can move. And Edith's wheelchair is just on the edge of this group of people.
So cool.
So that's what you see. And from there, we're going to go into a quick break. We're going to have our normal break here. So we'll be back in 15 minutes. Everyone go stretch, get a glass of water, sit quietly and think about what you've done, whatever really floats your boat in terms of what you want to do with your break. But we'll be back shortly, and I hope you all enjoy your break. We'll see you soon. And welcome back. I hope you all had a lovely little break. And now we're going to hop straight back in as Delphi emerges from the water, gasping for breath, having seen some shit. What happens?
So
Are you okay? What's wrong?
I think I will amend that. Because Delphi doesn't come back up.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I'm gonna go and get her if she doesn't come up.
Give her a damn second. She, how close does
It's
it
at the
seem
turn of the corridor, so about 5 meters away.
Does it seem like getting that close would trigger it, or is there a way to finagle it a little bit?
It would require a nimbleness check for sure.
Yeah, she's gonna go for it.
Okay, great. Give me the nimbleness.
Sounds good.
If Delphi goes down and doesn't come up, it's gonna be that second of oh fuck, and go after Delphi.
That is a nat 20, baby. Oh my god.
Fuck yes, Cole.
Amazing. All right. So you get close, but do not touch. You grab the thing you're after and begin to sort of push and swim backwards. And after a few moments, you guys will see Delphi sort of scooting her way backwards up the stairs, holding onto the bars, the handles of Edith's wheelchair.
I went far. Thank you.
Are you okay?
I got a chair. I'm good. I'm like getting back up the stairs. Don't go down there. Shit's fucked. And we'll keep pulling.
What do
the
you mean
chair
shit's fucked?
up. Weird seaweed soldier creature that's probably trying to kill us.
So we should keep moving, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Good plan.
Okay.
Rosa will help Edith into the chair, assuming the height of the water is
The
such that...
depth of the
How
water
high
is
up
a
is the
little
water?
too deep for
I'd be
Edith
up to my
sit in the
chest.
chair. It would be
Then-
like at your head level.
Okay, well then she'll
Shit.
just keep holding Edith.
Also,
And she's not
Edith, in
complaining
this
about it.
moment, is going to do something that's probably going to fluster Rosa, but in order to keep her hands a little bit warm, she's going to take whichever one isn't immediately scooping her, and she's going to put it under her dress right about here so that she can get some of her body heat to her fingers.
Hold, please.
Gonna need a discipline check from Rosa not to accidentally drop
That's
heat.
literally what I'm rolling right now. Yeah.
Mama.
Yeah, her face goes beet red. It's cold enough there might actually be steam coming off of her ears. She just sort of stutters and stammers for a minute, probably says something in Russian, and then realizes that she's speaking Russian and you can't understand her.
All right.
Thank you.
Please, I want to make sure that your hands stay warm enough to use them. So,
Mm-hmm.
To this corridor, who's leading the way?
I.
Yep. Are you pushing the wheelchair in front of you, just generally, like, do?
She'll do it for a second. Just. Yeah. Just depending on what type of a wheelchair it is.
it's heavy as shit.
Yeah,
This
it's a
is a personal
1950s
wheelchair.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Yep. Never mind. She is just kind of pushing on ahead of her.
As you proceed down the corridor, you'll realize that the water is getting shallower and that you are, in fact, on an uphill slope.
Oh, yay.
Yes.
That's a good sign.
Until eventually you find yourself on dry land. Once again, in a simple, sort of arched, grey stone corridor. Well, black, grey stone. Again, polished to a high shine. And you can tell that up ahead it opens up, but you can't see into the room from this distance. But you are now on dry land, all of you.
Gonna turn.
Are there still worms on Delphi's feet?
Yeah, but they don't seem to be, like, eating in, they're just attached.
Turn back to hand the wheelchair back and to help Edith into the wheelchair now that they're all set to go.
There's that horrific wet squelch when you sit on like a wet pillow.
I don't think she's going to want to, so she's gonna kind of cling on to Rosa for just a second. Just maybe we should let it dry out first before.
Where?
Considering we're on dry land, we should try to get ourselves as dry as possible.
Looks around.
So hypothermia doesn't set in.
There's a room ahead. Let's just go a little further. Maybe we'll find something.
Yeah, Rosa's completely fine with this. Has a spear through her leg, and is still I'm fine.
The power of the gay.
Yep, I'm good.
Look,
Good here.
the cold might have been helping with the pain in your leg.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
you're completely numb
absolutely.
from the chest down. All of you are completely numb. You've got that anesthesia fumble to your fingers and your legs.
So head forward to the room.
Yeah. All right. So, stepping into this room, so you're in first. What's our order of movement?
Hello. It's me
Okay,
first.
1, 2, and then 3 and 4 are in the same action. So, stepping in, you find a large rectangular room with 2 pools that are not too dissimilar from the reflecting pools that were out the front of the Shrine of the Sunflower Man. They're about the same size, about the same shape, again with that narrow path in between. And you realize that where they would be if you were above ground would be around the same place they were comparative to this shrine as to the other one. They are technically in front of the shrine. Instead of those very shallow reflecting pools with the flowers, though, they sink deep, deep into the earth. The water is black and fathomless. Would you like a sight roll?
Yes, please.
Can I do a little sniff?
Yeah, sure.
17.
Could I do
17.
a hearing check?
Yeah.
Rosa got an 8 on sight. She's very distracted at the moment.
Yeah.
Can we do a gut check?
Not yet. Let everyone get their first
I got a
perception.
7.
7? All right. Yeah. You have water in your ears, unfortunately. And what did you get for your sniff roll?
16.
16.
Sneaky.
Smells like the inside of a freezer, like that kind of cold, wet smell.
Specifically, does it have any like salinity to it?
No. Yes, actually. Yeah, a little bit. And considering you cut that guy's stomach open, yes, this smells like the same water. Like that kind of briny, cold water. And you guys will see that there is something written over and over around the edges of these reflecting pools. And as soon as Edith and Rosa make their way past the edge of the door, a stone slab slams down behind you. With a keyhole in it. Just in the center of the door, there is a keyhole.
Okay.
I would very much appreciate it if things in this building would stop shooting out or slamming down right next to me.
Where's the fun in that?
Who wants to read the thing that's being written?
I will
Yes, so
read it.
bad.
Okay. Let me just chuck that into messages so that you can read it aloud.
Okey-dokey.
Ismira really likes reading horrific things.
Pretty much the only thing she gets right. Oh no, don't like. Don't like. Esmera like leans forward, sees the words, and like jolts back for a second. The tired sleep beneath the water brought to rest by the corpse catcher disturbed the surface to start the slaughter, and they will bring you down to join her.
Right, so don't touch the water. Got it.
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
Now, a bit more description of this room. Between the two reflecting pools, there's a narrow path, maybe about slightly less than a meter in width. So, like, the wheelchair could roll along it, but it's very narrow and would be a little difficult to move down. At the far end of this room, there is a dais that looks very similar to the dais that had the heart on it. But you can't see what's on top of it from this distance, and there's only really room for one person to stand in front of it.
Well,
I'll go forward if we're ready.
You're one of our few who have, well, I was gonna say who has all of you. No, you ran ahead. You don't have all of you. Never mind.
If there's only room for one person, I think technically Rosa and I could fit. Maybe having 2 people there might be a little safer than just one.
Or 2 people could die.
Okay, true, I don't want to do that. But I don't know. I mean,
Look, either way, I think it should be Rosa or I, because we gotta go with, if we get in fast, we have to get out fast.
if I'm in my chair, I can move decently quickly. I feel fine. I mean, the cut doesn't hurt anymore, and all of you are hurt in some way.
All right.
Sorry, I was distracted. What exactly is the plan?
I'm gonna go up and touch the thing. Like, gonna try to go across the path. She's not having the back and forth conversation.
Delphi charges ahead, which means that Delphi's the only one who gets to hear what's on top of the dais.
Oh no. Is
It's just like,
it an Ama? Is it an Amadeus?
Amadeus.
Take your headphones off. Oh, damn. All
I was
right.
getting all the secrets today.
Delphi, as you reach the edge of this dais, you can see that written into it. First of all, there is a sand surface with like a stylus that you could write into, and then next to it, it just says, "What will you give me?"
Can I roll a gut feeling on this?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, that's not bad. 17.
When you descended into the last shrine, you came across a sacrificial chamber. You have found yourself another sacrificial chamber, except this one doesn't ask you to do the dirty work yourself. You just have to nominate what you're going to sacrifice, and the temple will handle it for you. In terms of what you could sacrifice, look, anything is on the table, but the more you give up, the better the result will be.
Delphi's gonna write Esmira's name.
Fantastic. Love that. Fantastic. All right, so you guys see Delphi walk up to the dais, look at it, sort of frown for a moment, and then she picks up a thin metal rod and leans over and begins to like move her arm over the dais.
What is it? What's happening?
Just asked a weird question.
Esmera, could I get a discipline check from you?
I think you're muted.
12.
12? Okay. Could I get a nimbleness check from Rosa, please?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh no.
That's a 15.
15. Okay. You're going to get a little bit of splash damage. So, as you know, as Edith begins to go, "What's over there? What's happening?" All of a sudden, from both walls, a torrent of metal, like chains, barbs, hooks, all of these things shoot out and into Esmera from both sides, hooking in, grabbing at both sides of her body. There is a moment's pause as there is just the wet drip, drip, drip of blood escaping from these many wounds, these multiple wounds all over her body. And then there's the sound of flesh tearing. Esmera, could I get a defense roll of some kind from you, please?
I don't know how I'm going to defend that.
Where
Oh
was
my-
Esmira standing?
Just behind you.
So, I'm pretty sure I'm dead, but I rolled a net 20, making 23. So, I'm not sure what
Excellent.
happens now.
That's really interesting. Okay, so you're definitely going to lose a couple of limbs. As your left arm is just ripped off and goes flying into the wall and disappears. And then your right leg is ripped off and goes flying into the wall and disappears. You stumble and you fall. I'm going to get you to make a luck roll as to whether you fall on the ground or into the water.
Just remember, I'm unlucky.
Yeah, let's make that happen here.
I rolled a 17.
And with
So I'm
lucky...
I get to roll again, and well, twice per session, the GM can make you re-roll any roll.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I botched.
That one.
And that one.
As Esmera tumbles into the frigid water of the reflecting pool, the water splashes up and rolls over the toes of Rosa's boots. Rosa, who is now bloody just on one side fully, as if a paint balloon went off, getting sort of Edith's legs, all of Rosa's right side, to the point where you're like, when Edith moves, there will be an Edith-shaped print of clean fabric. on my shirt, essentially. As Esmira tumbles into the icy water, and Esmira, you feel these waxy, cold hands and arms reach up, grab you, and pull you down. And I'm gonna get everyone else to take their headphones off except for Esmira. So, Esmira, in your last few moments, what do you think about?
I would think about probably Luke, probably about not wanting to die, and worrying about that 24-hour mark, everybody else dying.
So you're worried about everyone else, you're not thinking about yourself?
Yeah.
I think as you begin to be pulled down by these hands, there is this sense of just like aching exhaustion. Just this sense of like you've been fighting and struggling and doing so much for so long, for years. You've just been trying to do like everything you can do to be the sort of person that like your family would approve of, that wouldn't let bad things happen to other people. You think back to like your time at boarding school and trying to like prove that you were worth a place in an institution that didn't want you there. And then how it felt being in a place where you just like there was only one person there for you, and trying to prove that you were worth his attention, his time, all of the benefits of being socially connected to having a best friend. How you tried so hard with the exorcism career, how you tried so hard to be a righteous and upstanding person who people could rely on. And there's just this sense of like, I'll just set down my burdens for a moment. I'll just rest for a minute. And then I'll get back up and I'll keep trying again. Does that sound about right?
Look, if that's what she's experiencing, that's what she's experiencing. But the whole thing about this character is that she won't set down her burdens unless everyone's okay.
So there's the struggle to try and keep going.
Yeah, because in her mind, if she dies, who else is dying after her?
Okay, so there's this struggle. You keep pushing, you keep trying to move forward, and then you realize that you have been pulled down to the bottom of this pool. And turning, you can see a throne, a bit like the throne of the Sunflower Man that you saw in all of those depictions on the sides of the staircases. And sitting in it is a waxily pale woman, someone who should have a lot more color to their skin, but has dyed and it's gone sort of that grayish tone. Sitting there, just stuck through on all sides with these barbs and spears and hooks. Sort of chained to her throne. And she looks at you with these empty white eyes that kind of make you think of when you see your scarred eye in the mirror. It's that same sort of, so much has happened to this person, so many scars, so many trials. And she says to you, and you fully believe you can rest now.
Can I do... Oh.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
you can keep going. It's just that bit is what they will not do.
Can I do a discipline check to fight that urge to rest? Or is it just absolutely too strong?
You can certainly try. This will take a miracle, though.
Yeah, no. I rolled a 3. I'm going to take it as literally under the water. Esmira sort of screams in her direction, but with the scream comes that last will to fight and that last will to keep going. And she sinks in the water to her remaining knee, since there's only one left, and then slumps over. And she's just floating at the bottom by the ground.
Okay. Team still alive. What's up?
We can't just leave her there.
So that just happened.
What happened? What happened over there?
Delphi, in front of you on the dais, the sand pushes itself away, and a key with an end that looks like a fishbone head, is sitting there, of a similar make to the copper key with the sunflower head.
What was the question? What did it? What?
Ren, when you get a chance, can you check your DMs? But
Yeah, sure.
Delphi. Delphi's gonna pick up the key.
Yep.
But it's just turn around. It just asked who the temple belonged to. That was it.
A gut feeling check from Edith and from Rosa, please.
Yeah.
Natural 20.
So you said hearing?
Gut feeling.
Oh, gut feeling. Oh, even better. So that is... My brain cannot do mental math at the moment. 24.
24. So first of all, Rosa, first of all, both of you, something is wrong here. Like, there is something beyond the fact that you just saw your friend get murdered in front of you. Something is wrong here. You're missing something. You're not sure what, but you're definitely missing something. The second thing you will both realize is sort of the edges of your vision. You see these waxy white arms beginning to stretch out of the water in the reflecting pools, and these waterlogged corpses studded through with barbs and spears beginning to pull themselves up out of the water.
We need to grab her and run.
We cannot touch the water. Did you not read what the wall said?
We can't
Did you not
leave
see
her.
We have no other option. Those are what I saw at the bottom of the whatever over there. They're not gonna
We're
stop to
missing
talk
something.
to us.
We are missing something.
Do you want to stay and die, or leave and maybe find out after? You know, I'm not letting you stay. It doesn't matter.
Can I
We
do a
have
quick
to
look
go.
around? So, sorry, I didn't mean to.
Sure. What are you after? A sight roll?
Yeah, I just...
Yeah.
See if I can visually see what we're missing.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a nat 20.
It's not sight-based.
Dang it, because that's a 36.
Yeah. No, you look around, you immediately catalog this whole room. You're like, first of all, that key Delphi is waving around definitely is the key that will fit in the slab that is locking you in this room. So that's an obvious catch.
Can I listen?
Secondly, you realize, and this is something where you're like, oh, shit, we should probably get Edith away before she notices this. Esmira is one of the corpses dragging
I
herself
kind
out of the water.
figured that was going to happen.
That makes sense. Oh, fuck.
And the thing you are missing is not a clue in the room. It is something that happened, or something that was said, or something that, like, something has happened that you missed something in the context. You don't have the full picture of what's happening here, or what has happened here.
Okay. And there's no other exit in this room, just that one door.
Just that slab door, yeah.
Okay.
So sorry, Cove. Please continue your monologue.
It was just not happening. The monologue, if it had continued, would have cut off with Delphi walking towards them and shunting them towards the door.
Yeah,
Like,
We're
Rose
gonna
is
roll
already-
initiative here.
Rose is already moving towards that.
We're gonna roll initiative here, because you're being chased by zombies. Nicole, would you like to be a zombie attacking the party for this encounter?
she'd like to be a zombie.
All right.
I still got an obsidian knife and sunflower seeds. Do I have enough brains to do things with them?
You can. I mean, the main thing that you want to do is grab and pull them down.
Okay.
The other thing you can do is at any point you can ask your sponsor, the Hook Lady, to send some hooks and barbs at people. And that is a bonus action for you.
Good.
All right, let's all roll nimbleness.
Oh, that's awesome.
Do I get any sort of advantage because I'm being carried, or is it just my place in the order?
It'll just be The advantage of being carried is simply that you can move on
movement.
her turn. Yeah.
Makes sense. No worries. I'm pretty sure it's a
Where's
3.
the-
Nope, it's a 4. I got a 4.
Okay. I have a
4?
modified 20.
All right. Rosa. 20.
19.
Delphi.
Excuse me.
19. Zombie Esmera.
Yes. 16.
16.
Wait, do I still get the disadvantage because I'm dead?
No. You're good.
18.
Nice.
Edith. All right. Now I'll just ask you to roll my other things for me as well, since you're not. All right, up first, Rosa.
Yeah, we're beelining towards the door.
All right. I'm gonna say it's gonna be 2 full rounds of movement to get there.
Okay.
All right, so you've made it your first section of the way. Of course, then a bunch of hooks are going to launch themselves at you and Edith, so I'm going to need a defense roll from each of you.
All right. Hold on one second. I just need to look up something.
Yeah.
These are
We're trying to
melee
beat a
attacks.
23
That's-
for the attack.
24.
Nice.
I'm not fucking kidding.
Going to use
Ooh.
deflect because that's a +5 versus melee attacks. So that's a 27.
27. All right. You guys avoid the first volley of steel that comes at you. But Delphi, at that point, one of these waxy hands comes and locks around your leg. Could you make a defense roll for me, please?
I can. Please roll for me. That ain't bad. That is 18.
18. All right. No, that is going to hit. Could I get... Nicole, would you like to roll damage for me?
Sure.
If you wouldn't mind rolling a d6 plus 2.
Need 60. Got it. 8.
8. All right. Full damage. Does that take Delphi down?
That's fair. Sorry, I have white screen character sheet. Give me just
Absolutely.
a moment.
Yeah, sure thing.
Gotta refresh. Hold on.
Excuse me.
No, that is not.
Okay.
That's good.
Good stuff.
Because I don't think either of us can rescue you if you go down.
All right, Delphi, it's your turn.
I have the key. I'm gonna try
You
to
have
get
the
to the door.
Yeah.
Okay. So just straight out running.
Yes.
First
I'm
round
going
running
blurry.
down. All right, my good friend Zombie Esmera, who are you going for?
Do I have the knowledge enough to know that they'll go nowhere without Edith?
I think we'll go for whoever it is that Esmera disliked most would probably be who you would go for. Like,
That
it's
would
much
be-
more rudimentary.
That would be Delphi.
All right.
Am I adding melee for this?
Yes.
Okay.
So Delphi will need another defense from you.
Yeah.
So just to double check, it's melee plus might, right?
Toughness, not mine.
Toughness. Okay. So that will be. There we go. 3, 4, 23.
I got a nat 20 for 26.
Nice.
Uh.
All right. So you juke out of the way as Esmera tries to stab at you with the obsidian knife.
But you did say the hooks are a free action.
The hooks are a bonus action. Yeah. Hooks
So
at
we can
Delphi?
just have hooks at Delphi.
All right, Delphi, I'll need
He's
another
so
defense roll
nice.
from you.
Fighting for my life.
Deflect is +5 versus melee attacks, so that might help.
Okay, so I just confused myself with math. I'm using a calculator. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I've been using one this entire time because I can't gay panic and horror and mental math at the same time.
That's a
Wow.
25.
25. Okay, that is going to beat it. So Delphi then jukes out of the way as a barbed hook
Oh fuck!
lances out, tries to grab her. Edith.
It's I need you to know it's elegant, but it's not elegant. It's like, oh shit. Oh god. Anyway.
Like to take off the wet ass sweater that I'm wearing, and I would like to chuck it at Zombie Izmira's face.
Excellent.
Just a
Go ahead
panic.
and make an attack.
What in the Scooby-Doo episode hell kind of attack is that?
Potentially effective.
Because I
And
didn't
let's
have
get a
any
defense
like
from Esmera.
how do attacks work? Because I didn't understand it. From what I understood, I had nothing.
If
Would
you don't
this
have
be a
any,
dodge?
if you don't have any combat training, it's just your roll plus your attribute, which in this case would be toughness.
Okay.
What would dodging a sweater be? Deflect or dodge?
Roll
It's technically
20,
a
which
ranged
makes
attack.
it a 21.
Nat 20.
Alright, no, the sweater sails past Esmera,
24.
lands in the reflecting pool. You see it just sinking.
She has proficiency in sweater dodging. Sorry.
Love that. Right, which brings us back to Rosa. I assume you're using your second round to get to the door?
Yes, but with an addendum. I'm going to tell Edith to put her arms around my neck so that I can hold her with one arm.
Yep, I'm doing that.
And then we're going to spend a stamina point. Yes! To get an extra action. And I'm going to shoot at Esmera.
I love it.
Other zombies here.
But you're the scariest right now.
It's true.
It is
so
true.
that is
That's a compliment. Look.
13, 14, 15 on the attack.
15 on the attack. Esmera, your defense?
Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. 19.
19. Alright.
I forgot to add a thing.
It's a ranged
I
attack
have
again,
not
right?
said that. I have
Yeah.
not said this to
20,
Nicole yet.
22.
Roll badly. Fuck.
Right. The gunshot goes wild, perhaps because you are trying to shoot at someone who 5 minutes ago was an ally. You're still covered in their blood that is only starting to go cool now. Like, you can feel the
Yes.
stickiness on your face of her own blood on you.
I'm also
But you're at the door.
awesome. I was gonna say I'm also carrying this person who's giving me intense gay panic, and I have a metal thing through my leg, so it makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, there are about to be some more metal things. Go ahead and make a defense roll.
There are about to be some more metal things. Sorry. This is-
Oh my god, for that. 28.
28, excellent. You jerk out of the way as another one of those barbed lances just spears past you. Edith, could I get a defense roll from you, please?
I thought that was a 1. It is not.
Oh, thank god.
29.
29, yeah,
Damn.
easily. You just
I put
shrink
all of my
closer
points
to
in
Rosa,
one thing.
and the attack that would have come at you goes past. Delphi.
I'm Newman.
Yeah.
There's no other goal except a keyhole in the middle of a door.
So you won't have time to get the key in, but you could hand your key to Edith, because she still has a round of movement.
Definitely.
Alright, Zombie Esmera, It's your last chance before they get out of here.
Come on.
Does the desire to protect the
25.
thruple extend beyond the grave is the question.
Apparently not.
She's got a new boss now.
25.
25 to attack. Okay.
Are you still going? I'm assuming for.
If it's still the one I like least. And the thing is, it's not that it as much as she wanted to drown Delphi a little bit, it's not actually that she dislikes Delphi. It's just she likes Edith and Rosa a little bit more.
I'm. The feeling was mutual. So.
So was it at 25?
Did you roll another natural 20?
No. I just have a
guessing that
really,
no.
really
To
good item.
Cove.
Oh,
27, baby!
So Delphi just matrixes out of the way.
chains, damn it.
Alright, and another defense against the chain attack.
That's fair. That's valid.
She rolled nat 20. I know that face. That's a nat 20 face.
And that's one right after that.
The chains do nothing. Esmira, even in your like dead, apathetic, like super depressed state, you're like, this is fucking annoying. Like, I'm still mad.
No, secretly deep down inside, I'm still protecting the thruple. I don't mean that combat. I'm protecting the thruple. Also,
Esmira, like, hovering over this entire scene, watching her corpse be like, fuck it, you can do better than that. Like, Jesus.
Alright, Edith, you have the key. The lock's right in front
Key,
of you.
door open, thanks, bye.
The door slams open and you run into the corridor, the group of you. I mean, obviously Edith is not running herself, but you are now back in the corridor where you left the wheelchair to like defrost, essentially. And the door slams behind you, leaving you with just this fishbone key. In the corridor, you and Rosa are both covered in Esmira's drying blood. Delphi is cackling.
No, that's just me. I'm losing my mind. I'm sorry.
you did it on purpose, didn't you? What did you do?
I
Oh
didn't
my God.
do anything.
Oh my God.
For the record, Esmira was never going to kill Edith. I just enjoyed torturing you out of character.
That's valid. Sorry, I just saw chat with the. I would have got away with it if it wasn't for the thruple on their darn wheelchair.
So looking at this key now that you have a second, you can see it's clearly made to match the sunflower key. Like these are two of the same series.
Awesome.
Okay.
Does that mean we're ready to leave? Do we think?
I think Rosa's going to look at Edith and say, under normal circumstances, if we hadn't just watched our friend get killed and then try to kill us, I would say I could hold you all day. Given current circumstances, shall I put you in your chair?
We should get up the stairs first, because we're gonna have to go back into the deep.
String of swears in Russian as she goes, I forgot about the water. Damn it. Is everyone okay physically?
I don't know if Jenny's muted or if Edith's in shock.
Edith's in shock.
Okay.
I got a little injured on the way out when something grabbed my leg, but
Is Delphi bleeding at all?
No, it looks more like bruises.
Okay.
And you know, the eels that are still stuck to her feet.
that's
Yeah.
fine.
She
They're
just
a
pushed
feature
you while
now.
she was running.
They're a feature now. They're an aesthetic choice.
It's a bold choice.
Yeah. Go home, and we can't go home, so.
So moving through the shrine, the water seems less cold now. At the very least, Delphi doesn't feel as affected by how cold the water is. Edith, you are kept mostly out of the water by Dick's valiant chivalrous times and movements. And Dick, you are covered in slowly drying blood, so it's like much of a muchness as to how cold the water is, I feel. But coming back up the stairs, once you're past that water space, you can put Edith back in her wheelchair. And the stairs are still that shallow, easy to move through situation until you find yourself maybe an hour later at the top of those stairs, looking out over the jungle, hit again by that oppressive humidity. Looking at the sun, it looks like you were in there for maybe 2 hours at most. But looking down from the top of these stairs at where the camp is, it looks far more solidly put together than you would expect in an hour or two. Like, again, there is a trench dug around the outside. The tents are all set up well. You can see people just, like, kind of chilling.
She's gone. Edith is just racking her brain for what it is they could have missed.
I think Rosa's trying to do the same thing.
And I think that as you come out of that shrine, you find Luke seated at the top of the stairs.
Where's his mirror? Looking at Raven for a second, seeing Raven covered in blood, Luke stands up.
And Edith covered in blood as well. They both are.
And Edith covered in blood. Luke is a good-looking guy, but Luke was a soldier. He is very stocky. He's very well built, fairly tall. And his eyes go blank. There is no real emotion there. And he's like, where is his mirror?
Rosa just shakes her head like a... Mm-mm.
The pyramid, it got to her, and she's not herself anymore.
What the fuck do you mean it got to her?
Sorry.
Excuse me.
We
Fucking say something. Where the fuck is she?
sorry.
You're sorry? You're sorry? Where is she?
Don't yell at her.
I don't give a fuck what you want. Where is she?
I think Rosa's gonna move forward and like try to put like an arm around the shoulder, like why don't we go walk and I'll tell you what happened, sort of a gesture.
If you reach for him, he'll knock your arm off the shoulder and he's like, you'll tell me right now.
How high up are we?
Pretty high up. You're level with the canopy.
She didn't make it.
I'd say solid
the easiest
20 meters.
The thing is in my leg. Lots of those. It was not pretty.
And you just left her there.
She turned into something else.
You look pretty damn whole. What the hell did you do to help?
You step off. Now.
I don't give a fuck what you want.
I'm pushing him.
If you try and push him, he's going to try and throw you off the edge.
Makes sense.
This is so exciting. Okay. PvP. Let's get it.
I'm gonna let you know right now that if Edith can do anything, she's going to try to make sure that Delphi stays on top.
Okay, yeah, great.
Yeah.
I guess let's roll initiative again.
Okay. This is gonna be interesting.
I wonder which sailor I'm gonna play.
You roll.
That's a 16 for me.
16. Okay.
Its initiative is the dice plus nimbleness, right?
Yep.
So that will be a 19.
19.
22.
Okay.
I also got a 19.
Okay. Who has the higher base nimbleness between the two of you?
I
What's
just
your
have
plus?
a 1 nimbleness.
My nimbleness is 4.
Right. So we'll go Luke, then Edith.
Oh wait, no, sorry. I didn't add my attribute. Sorry, it's Luke's character sheet. I'm not used to it yet. So it'll be 15 plus 4 is 19 plus 3 is 22.
Okay. What's Delphi's add to nimbleness?
Currently, +5.
Yeah. +5. Okay. So we'll go Delphi, Luke, Edith.
With her toughness, with his toughness, Luke's nimbleness is 7.
Not adding the toughness, just the...
Just the skill.
No, that's what I'm saying. The base skill is 2 points plus 2 bonus plus 3 attribute. Makes 7.
Are we adding the attribute?
No, the skill, like the score for the skill.
I know, so... okay. So we're adding in the attribute to that, so that is then going to...
It says points, bonus, attribute, so I presume like D&D,
Yeah.
you just add them together.
You're correct.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what we're going with.
So it's your nimbleness score plus the d20 roll.
Which makes 22.
Okay. And I think Delphi is over 22 now?
Yes.
Okay, so
There
we
was
have
so much math that just happened.
Yeah.
That was so confusing. I'm so sorry.
Delphi up first.
Gonna try to shove him off.
Okay, that seems like a melee attack to me.
Excuse me.
Luke, make your defense.
And that is... melee attack is what plus what, what is that?
D20 plus toughness if you don't have any training in shoving.
Training and shoving. Oh, Lordy.
I'm screenshotting that mainly because I feel bad.
Okay. And
Was it
Isn't
nat
that 20 again?
I'm sending the screenshot in the chat.
he's gonna
right
go
now.
off the side of the thing. I can just see it happening now. Oh, fuck.
How is that
Um,
defense?
Nat 20 plus 5 deflect. Well, deflect would be 5 plus 4, 5, 6. No, 4.
Okay, what
No,
was Delphi's
29
raw number then? So 29 against...
with a nat 20.
With the nat 20, it's a 31.
Okay, so you
Jeez.
just beat it. But it's kind of an epic battle there for a
Sorry.
moment. It's okay, yeah. Alright, Luke, give me a nimbleness to see if you can grab onto something before you're fully pushed off this.
So that'll be a 26.
26, okay. So Luke, you are off the side, but you've grabbed onto like the edge of the platform. And it's your turn.
Okay. So I'm hanging off the edge of the platform.
Yes.
And this tower, is it stepped like the pyramids, or is it a straight down? Like, is there a way to swing to stand somewhere stable again?
It's stepped, but again, it's covered in those barbs and chains and such, if you remember the picture that
Yeah.
I showed you last week. Yeah.
Is there a way to swing to the steps, or is it like, what's the safest
yeah,
way
I would
basically to get
accept that. You just
stable
need
ground?
a nimbleness roll to get you to the steps, I think.
I don't want to kill him, but
That
he went
is a
after me.
25.
25, yeah. So you swing around, so you are standing on the steps, maybe 8 steps below the rest of the party. You still have time to talk, but you won't have time for another action.
Just give me a second. I've got to get back in. I've got to get into Luke's headspace, which is a very
Yeah.
different place to be. So Luke kind of will look up and can I add charm to what I say?
If
To be
you-
not to like charm them directly, but to be convincing.
Yeah, that would be charm.
So I'm gonna. So it's a 22 to look up,
Okay.
and Luke kind of smirks at the three of you. Specifically, looks at Delphi and goes, "Gee, John happened to fall up there with you too, didn't he?"
Amazing. Could I get an empathy check from Edith and from Rosa? And from Delphi, I think I need a counter charm to be persuasive in the other direction.
Oh no.
Oh no, Delphi's good at that. Delphi's very good at that.
Okay.
I got a nat 20, so that's a 32 on empathy.
Okay.
26.
26. Okay.
I need to
And
calculate
Delphi's
for
charm?
this. Hold on. Too many numbers.
Okay. This could be very interesting.
Yeah.
There's a
It's been
total of
said before
31.
tonight, but I'll say it again.
31.
30.
Well, that
Okay.
escalated quickly.
I am going to grab Raven separately to the rest of you for a moment, please. Headphones off for you two. Okay. So, there is a moment there, Rosa, where you're like, that's weird. And then, obviously, Delphi's like, I didn't do it. And you're like, she's lying.
Mhm.
You know for a fact that Delphi killed your uncle. On purpose. She murdered John. Wasn't a mistake. But she was lying about it. She was lying. She was trying to cover herself. And that makes you realize that you heard her lie earlier today as well. Whatever question was written on that dais is not what she said it was. You don't know what it was. You don't know what she was lying about regarding it, but you know that that wasn't what was written there.
Okay.
Okay, excellent. So with that said, I don't think Nicole saw me. Hello, Nicole. Nicole, please. Nicole, please look at your camera. Okay, so with that said, let's hop back in. Does Rotus's face
You're
give any of that
muted.
away?
Nicole.
I just needed to unmute Ren.
Okay.
As Edith would have been looking between Luke, Delphi, and then Rosa, considering what was just said.
Yeah.
I think Rosa's, because I rolled and didn't roll great, so I think Rosa's face looks like almost an offended sort of look. But also like she's covered in blood and injured and still kind of in shock, so it's probably hard to read, but she definitely looks like offended by what is happening right now.
Yeah. And on top of that, you're all still weirdly numb from the chest down.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah.
Yay.
Is it Rosa's turn?
It is
Sorry, I lost the turn order.
Edith's turn.
Okay.
The biggest thing that she was going to do was to make sure that Delphi stayed up because she wanted to keep her safe. Considering the things that transpired, I think she's just going to try to use the deduction that she has of being a journalist to figure out what the fuck is happening right now. And that's kind of it.
All right. How do you... So is she just thinking real hard at the moment? Is that her action for the turn?
Guess. Hold on, let me roll for something actually.
Mood.
Dude. Okay, no. Never mind. She's going to try to get Rosa kind of back in the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Just
So what does that look
kind
like?
of probably like kind of she reaches up and just kind of like touches her face, kind of like, hey, I that's a really intense accusation, and I understand that. However, we kind of have a little bit of a situation, and I need your help too, please.
I think Rosa kind of has like a startled, like just like a little bit of a twitch at the touch on her face at first, as if she doesn't realize where that came from, and then sees that it's Edith and just sort of immediately calms down, and smiles.
And that takes us to Rosa's turn as well.
Sorry, I'm here. I'm gonna go take care of this. I'll be right back. Luke's still like dangling at this point, right?
No, he's on the stairs about half a flight down from where you guys are.
Oh, okay. I completely misunderstood how that went out. Okay. I think Rosa will go. Sorry, I just had to completely rethink of how I was going to do that. So Rosa's going to go to the, I think to the top of the stairs, and look down at Luke and say, "Look, I can see that you're upset. I would be too. I am upset. There are things on this island that very much would like to kill us all. So I think perhaps from this point forward, we should try not to kill each other. Does that
Give
seem
me a
reasonable?"
charm roll, please.
Oh, hey, that's not bad. It's a 17 plus 4 for a 21. For someone who's not really that charismatic.
Rose is very charismatic. What are you talking about? Rose is a sweetheart.
He has 2 girlfriends now. Like that.
I mean, that's fair. She does. She's not intentionally charismatic, to put it that way.
So how does Luke respond to that?
I'm not the one who tried to push someone off the top of a tower. And he'll turn and walk down the stairs.
Okay. And with that, I think we'll move out of initiative.
Delphi's gonna step up real quick and is gonna project her voice. Do not touch or disrespect either of them, and we won't have a problem.
Literally over his shoulder just throws "fuck off" and keeps walking.
Okay. In a much quieter voice. And she'll
I
turn
think-
back, head to the 2.
Rose is going to turn around and walk back. Will quite literally lightly pat Delphi on the top of the head. And then sort of kneel down in front of Edith. Are you okay? I mean, relatively speaking.
No. I'm afraid of him. Like, genuinely afraid of him.
People react to death differently.
And when Norma died, I had to tell her parents, and they blamed me. I understand that people react to. I don't need you to apologize. People react differently. I understand. Some people get violent. Some people get angry. I'm afraid.
I won't let him hurt you.
He won't touch you. In fact, he won't raise his voice at you again.
Now that the 3 of us have a moment alone, Delphi. I know what you did, and I think I know why. And as mixed as my feelings are on that, given that he was family, it sort of gave me my life back. So, saying thank you does not feel correct, but I'm not mad. What has to happen, though, we can't keep lying to each other. From this point on, honesty.
So, just so you're aware, when I said I would tell you everything, I genuinely meant it. I'll fill in any gap, answer any questions. I will keep you two safe. That is my main priority.
Okay. There's a lot to unpack here. And
That's
this
for
is not
sure.
really the time nor place, I suppose. I will keep you both safe also. I care about both of you very much.
I would like to make the same promise. I'll try. I'm not very good at the whole protecting people thing, obviously. Delphi, can we talk about that thing that I asked you about? I don't mind if Rosa hears, I just don't want to do it down there.
Yeah. Well, refresh my memory, just a lot has happened.
Is Norma with you?
Yes. She's not the only one.
Okay. This might sound a little ridiculous considering the situation that we're in, what currently happened, but this has been plaguing me for the past year. Is she mad at me?
I don't think so. Not that I've felt.
Why she decided to leave? Why she didn't talk to me? Why?
I am unfortunately not all-knowing.
Hey. I've just been living with the guilt that I killed her.
Delphi is going to kneel down in front of Edith and is going to reach up and take Edith's face in her hands. And she's going to look up very gently, which is a stark contrast to the expression she had with Luke. I may not know everything, but I haven't felt anger or hatred or blame. As far as I can tell, she didn't blame you for... And I guess this is the closest you're going to be able to get to her telling you. But we both adore you. And I'm sorry, it's a bit of a weird situation now where it's multiple people, one body, and all that kind of thing. Fragments flying around everywhere. Sorry. It's the best I can do.
I want to air it out in the open. That article that we found, the one that I wrote, it ruined her life. She lost everything because of that stupid article. And she decided that after I crushed her hopes and dreams so thoroughly that life was no longer worth living. And that was because of me.
Here's something that I'm going to explain to you that might be difficult to hear. You do not control other people's thoughts, opinions, and emotions. Unfortunately, the world does not revolve around any one single person. Therefore, how everyone received that news and how everyone chose to react is not under your control or your purview.
I promised
They are
I'd keep it
grown
secret.
adults.
And I didn't. I used it. I was partially trying to get the press off of her back because of everything that was happening, but I also did it because it would make me a journalist. I broke a promise. I broke a vow that I made to her long before we were engaged. Because I thought I knew better. Birthday. Because I was picking up flowers and some dinner, and if I had just come home on the time that I was supposed to come home, I could have stopped it.
Maybe for that day.
Oh.
Unfortunately, people are going to make their own decisions. And that's the moral of the story here. People make decisions. People leave you. And life goes on. Or it doesn't. Why don't we get you back down to camp? We'll get Rose's leg taken care of. We'll get everyone's fresh clothes. And we'll get some food. There's not necessarily an end to this conversation. But it is important we get warm and dry and fed and cared for. You're doing great, sweetheart.
Rose has been holding Edith's hand that whole time. She doesn't really say much, but she just gives Edith's hand a squeeze and a sympathetic nod.
Unfortunately, that is when you realize that the person who was meant to be helping move the winch that gets Edith's wheelchair down the stairs was clearly Luke.
We didn't want him anyway. He might have dropped her.
And with that realization, I guess Rose is going to be sweeping Edith up in her arms again so that we can get down.
I'll get the chair.
All right, so a solid 45 minutes later, you come down. When you get down to the base of the stairs, Luann is there. And so is Dr. Dazai, and the pair of them look at the group of you with great relief. And Luann's like, Edith, what? You don't look too hurt. I mean, apart from all the blood, is that yours?
You managed to keep me pretty safe. I can't say the same for everybody else.
Good work on one factor then. And she sort of straightens out the wheelchair so that you can be put back down again and regain a little bit of autonomy. And Dr. Dazai says, you look incredibly well considering how long you were in there.
I do. I don't feel great. What do you mean?
Well, you three have been missing for the past 3 days.
3 days.
We were right on the edge of sending in another party to see if we could find you in there, honestly.
Never do that. Never do that. Just Delphi on the side.
I understand, Delphinia, but I wasn't going to volunteer, I'll be completely honest, but also, what if it had been some entirely solvable problem that had been holding you?
When you say you understand, you don't. You really don't. Like, losing her mind just a little bit.
I think
Edith
sorry, go
is
ahead.
absolutely going to take Delphi's hand and just hold on to it, like hold it right here.
She'll give like a little one of those like snitches.
I think Rosa's relatively quiet through all of that. And then it starts as sort of like a little bit of a chuckle and then goes into a full laugh where she's just like, of course. Why wouldn't it be different times inside the building and outside the building? And yeah, she'll accept the hug.
You're going with.
Yeah, I was gonna say like moving it into a group hug with Edith, and I think Rosa just loses it because she's been holding in everything from the point that John died to now, and she just balls.
Delphi is
It's
gonna
Rosa's turn
hold-
to cry.
Yeah.
is going to hold Rosa, and is going to look at Luann and is going to look at Dazai. Is anyone else within earshot?
I think you can see Luke and a couple of sailors right off in some distance, but they're clearly having some sort of involved conversation.
Perfect. Very quietly, but earnestly, as she holds and makes sure to comfort Rosa, is going to speak to Luann and Dazai. Luke might be a threat.
Well, to be entirely honest with you, Delphinia, that could be a problem because he's a very popular man amongst the sailors and, to some extent, their de facto leader. If we don't have him on side, that is a problem.
Edith, would you mind taking Rosa? I have to talk to some sailors. And she's essentially gonna pass off Rosa because now she has a purpose. She is going to keep her girls safe.
Mm-hmm.
Point blank, period.
And I think that might be where we call it for the week, guys.
A lot fucking happened. Jesus Christ.
Thank you all
Oh,
so much for tuning in. This has been The Copper Pyramid, which is, as I said at the very beginning of this game, a 1950s eldritch horror set in the South Pacific, full of mysteries and murders and etc., and many people working against each other. I've been your game master. My name is Rand. You can find me with the links in the chat. I am a writer and a game designer, and in fact, this game is going to be coming out as a module early next year. If you want to inflict such terrors on your own players, or
I am
convince the
running
GM to be
this.
mean for you, both excellent options. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to go around to our outros, and then I'll say a quick goodbye.
I'm Jenny. I use she, they pronouns. You just watched me play Delphi, the up-and-coming journalist from the New York Times who is...
I
I
think
am
you
a
were
voice
playing
actor
Edith,
and-
actually.
I'm pretty
What did I-
sure.
Oh, sorry.
You said Delphi.
Sorry. Why did I do that? What the fuck? I've been playing Edith, the up-and-coming journalist from the New York Times who is going through it. Anyway, I'm fucking I am a voice actor and an artist. My conventions are open. I am open to projects. You can find me on Twitter at Cerulean Siren 97 or Cerulean Seamstress, or Cerulean Siren 19, and then on Blue Sky, it's Cerulean Siren 97. I am all over the fucking place. If you ever want to ask me about any of my commissions or any of the work that I do, anything like that, feel free. That's what I got.
Hi, I'm Nicole. I used to play as Mira. She gone now. Yeah, did not see that death coming. And now I'm playing Luke. So yes, this poor man who just lost his best friend and almost got thrown off a tower. But you can find Cove and I when we get along in Vampire on Saturdays on My Star Hamsters channel. December we are taking a bit of a break, but we might have some weekend sessions happen because we said break and then everyone went, how about instead? So follow our Twitter for Vampire Endless Nights to find out when and what's happening. But we definitely have a Christmas recording that will be released. And other than that, yeah, let's vote. Vote on Twitter for Nerdsmith. Which sailor should I play next?
Oh my god. Right. So hi, I'm Raven. I use she, her, and Fae pronouns. And I've been playing Rosa, previously known as Dick Jones, the Soviet spy who was moonlighting terribly as a American private detective. Goodness, so much happened in this episode. That girl's a mess right now. As for me, I am a professional game master, game designer, voice actor, and writer. I designed the system that we are using for this game. It's called Fundamental RPG. As for other places you can find me right now, this is the only show I'm doing at the moment. But I will be running games and probably doing some shows and stuff starting next month. So you can check me out on Twitter or Blue Sky or Discord, which is all just The Raven, RAVVYN, because everybody takes my name first on social media, apparently. So 2 V's for me. And yeah, I think that's it. I'm just gonna have to spend the rest of the night processing everything that just happened.
Hello, I'm Cove. I use all pronouns. I just ask that you switch between them. You can find me pretty much everywhere at Selkie Cove or Selkie's Cove, just depending on if it was available or not. I think I'm only Selkie's Cove in one place. Anyway, you can find me over on Meister Hypster's channel every Saturday with Nicole as the GM, and we do get along. Nicole just spent like 4 or 5 hours helping me make my backup character for a one-shot. Very sweet. I love her, I swear.
Don't believe you.
That backup character might become more important real soon.
You don't have to deal with me at that point. You get to deal with the rest of the cast if you kill my 9 humanity vampire. Good luck. That's not my problem anymore. I played...
I've only seen part of the first session, and if anything happens to them, I'm going to fight. I swear to God.
Pretty much everyone's the same mindset. So I played Delphinia Foxglove, who is a very optimistic mortician, just doing her best. She's very, very protective of her girls. Very protective. But she's really sweet. Unless you threaten her girls, or raise your voice at them, or disrespect them, and then she will not hesitate to throw you off of a building.
Red flag!
I've never felt more loved in a TTRPG than in this moment.
Thank you all for tuning in. Please check out our sponsors, Die Hard Dice, World Anvil, and Hero Forge. If you have any interest in dice, minis, or keeping track of whatever the hell you're doing in novels and game making. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be back next week for our pre-finale, penultimate episode, where things are going to start to get dire. Because so far, things have been pretty chill, honestly.
I'm
It
sorry,
definitely
what are
ramped
you
up a notch.
watching?
It definitely ramped up a notch this session. Like, this is woo!
Hope you'll have a great week. Be safe. Don't trust any trees. They're all very dangerous. And I'll
Don't
see
eat
you
sunflower
next-
seeds.
See you next
Don't
week.
eat them.
Tune in tomorrow for Dragon's Crown if you love D&D. I'm sure they'd love to D&D with you. Bye.